I had what many would describe as a rude awakening this morning in discovering at 4:30 in the morning, a phone call from people in other time zones within the Green Party team, that something quite unbelievable had happened. That the Debates Commission had reversed themselves after painstakingly reviewing the various ways in which the Green Party of Canada met all the criteria that they had put before us to participate in the leaders' debates. I stand before you with many more scars than any other political leader in Canada, having been variously rejected from debates, working my way back into the debates, having rules change arbitrarily during the process of deciding who could be in debates, going back to the first debate in which I participated so long ago that I was debating Stephen Harper and Gilles Duceppe and Stéphane Dion, Jack Layton, on a stage in 2008, where I'd been told by, at that point, the debates were run by something called the Consortium, a group of media networks that decided who would be in and who would be out. And the rule was always, for many, many years, going back to the 1960s, that if you had a member of parliament at the point of dissolution, Richard, I think we're hearing you here.
90% candidates, 3% polling.
Richard? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. So yeah, the rules over the years have changed and shifted, and the rule makers have changed and shifted. In 2008, an independent MP joined the Green Party specifically to help me make sure that the Greens were in the debates. Other party leaders objected. I could go through all of my experience with debates, and it would take too long. The consistency in it is its inconsistency. A desire by larger parties to keep out the Green Party, a desire by establishment forces, whether editorial boards like the Globe and Mail or the National Post, to exclude Greens, to increasingly move to a two-party system. It's been an extraordinary experience and one that I wouldn't care to repeat, and I really thought that with the creation of the Debates Commission, that period of inconsistency, shifting rules, and last-minute decisions to exclude the Green Party would be over. That's why it was such a rude awakening. I could not have believed it was possible that after we established that we met all of the criteria to be in the debates, confirmed as recently as a week ago by the Debates Commission, and we were in a period of an interregnum there where it takes a while to find out how many of your nominated candidates have been confirmed. Returning officers have to look at the signatures. And I'm sorry, we've got phones ringing on top of my podium, and I don't know what to do, Aisha. I'm sorry.
Get it together.
I don't know. If the phones are ringing, I feel like I should answer them, but they're not for me, really. They're just listening in. Sorry for the confusion. Sorry.
Man, she's drunk.
To recap, so that it's a coherent clip for you, since 2008, when I first participated in the leaders' debates on behalf of the Green Party of Canada, I've experienced unfairness in many ways, larger parties colluding with each other to exclude the Greens by boycotting the debates until they get canceled, various things, every election a fight. Now, after the 2015 election, the Debates Commission was established because it was very clear that for the point of view of effective and functioning democracy, when we had clear rules and you were allowed in the debates if you had a sitting member of parliament, the Debates Commission was created when, after the 2015 election, the decision by two leaders to boycott the debates got the debates canceled. At the time the government looked at this, the Debates Commission looked at this and said, look, when you had clear rules, when there was one English language debate and one French language debate sponsored by the national networks, millions of people watched it. The following election in 2015, only a couple 100,000 people saw the various boutique debates put on by Maclean's, the Globe and Mail, and other entities, and including Radio-Canada. The Debates Commission was created for the very reason that we needed fair, consistent, neutral, and impartial application of rules. I think the Debates Commission was doing a really good job until today, when they made, and to call it last minute is an understatement. We've been talking to them, and when I say we, the national campaign team of the Green Party of Canada, who've been the contact people for the Debates Commission for months now, we're in conversation and explaining, yes, we met all three of your criteria, and they were nodding and agreeing. There's been a really large pressure campaign mounted on the Debates Commission to get them to reverse themselves. If it stands, if the public isn't able to do, if people who are outraged by this don't speak up now, we will once again have skewed, unfair, and undemocratic leaders' debates, starting with this evening's. Yesterday, the Debates Commission was able to make a sudden change of plan to move up the debate by 2 hours to avoid the conflict with the hockey game. Clearly, they can make decisions. They can make them the day of, and they can reverse themselves because this decision is anti-democratic, as my co-leader Jonathan Pedneau explained this morning in a much earlier press conference held in Montreal. As co-leaders, we both speak for the party, and we speak with one voice. This is anti-democratic. This is a mistake. Jonathan Pedneau will be on the stage tonight, and we ask for the help of the public to support that a party with over 200 candidates running in every single province, running in the Yukon and the Northwest Territories, candidates across this country with 2 elected members of Parliament sitting at the time of dissolution, 1 from Ontario, 1 from BC, with candidates primed to win in their seats in BC, in Ontario, in New Brunswick. How is it, and how will Canadians feel about a debate that's supposed to be fair, where every Canadian across Canada and everyone outside Quebec with no chance whatsoever to find a Bloc Québécois candidate on their ballot will hear a full opportunity from Yves-François Blanchet, and I'm not for 1 minute suggesting Mr. Blanchet doesn't belong on that stage. But the contrast is extraordinary, and I ask Canadians to think about this. Every single voter in every province in this country will have an opportunity to hear from the leader of the Bloc Québécois, but with Green Party candidates on the ballot in every single province, the Northwest Territories and Yukon, not hear from the Green Party of Canada, with 2 sitting MPs, which was always the test. I take, some of people in the media will remember as far back as the early 90s, when Preston Manning got on the stage in the leaders' debate on the strength of having had 1 candidate win in the by-election. Deb Gray's reform was sufficient for the leaders' debates that year to include Preston Manning. It was the launching pad for the Reform Party that eventually became essentially the majority government in this country because it cannibalized the Progressive Conservatives. Look, I'm going to stop and take your questions, but this is a really critical moment for Canadian democracy.